Hello everyone, welcome back to another Read Review. And I finally watched You Season 1 and 2 and I cannot wait to talk about it. So let's get into it. Okay, so I watched You because on TikTok there was a thing going around where one of the Disney Channel actresses from Stuck in the Middle, Jenna Ortega, was a clip and I was like, wow, I actually kind of want to see this now. Like, that seems very not Disney. So, like 3 days ago, I started watching on Netflix and I binge watched both seasons in less than 48 hours. It was so amazing. So I'm going to go and review season 1 and 2 in this video. So I'm going to start with season 1. Okay, so season 1, it's about this girl, Beck. And this guy, Joe Goldberg, I think it is. I know it's Joe. Is it Goldstein or Goldberg? He starts obsession over this girl after she comes in the bookstore. And then after this girl leaves, he like stalks her, follows her, goes through her social media, and basically just finds out everything about her. And throughout the season, I'm going to go into a few spoilers, so watch out. So he kidnaps like people that he wants to get rid of to make sure her life is better for him. So first he kidnaps this guy, like not a boyfriend, but like a hookup that she usually does with, and like she's addicted to, and the guy is also like always there. He like runs a soda stream. So he kidnaps him and eventually poisons him and kills him because he doesn't trust him. And then later on, he also, he hits this girl, Peach, on the head, which is a friend of hers, which is obsessed and probably like has a crush on her. So he goes and he throws a rock at her in the park. She falls, and then he follows both of them to her mansion, like upstate New York, I think. And then he like finds out details about her, and he has a plan that he's gonna he finds a gun, and then I'm trying to remember because all I really can think about is season 2. So he finds the gun and she's gonna use it, and then he finds the gun, she finds him after Beck leaves, and then eventually she shoots him. And then the only way to get rid of her is to kill her. So he kills her and makes it seem like she suicided herself, even though he killed herself. But the thing was, he left behind a jar of his DNA after he peed in a jar. And that makes it really suspicious for when later in the series, one of their personal police investigators come and trying to find out if she actually killed herself, because it doesn't seem like that in the family. But it all ends up until Beck finds out who Joe really is in a stalker after she finds a case full of his weird possessions he keeps after he does stuff with people. And he puts her back in that cage underneath the bookstore where he kept that one guy. I can't remember the name. So he keeps her there, and she's pretends to fall in love with him again and be like, oh my god, I forgive you for everything. But she secretly is trying to kill him and stuff. But the thing is, before she did that, and she was trying to get out, she wrote this book saying, this little, I don't know, her own personal, diary of, what happened, and blamed it on her therapist, which never happened. So, that's why he lets her out. The thing is, she tries killing him, and then he eventually kills her, but publishes that thing that she wrote and makes it into a book, making it seem like Dr. Nikki was the one who did this. So Dr. Nikki gets locked up in prison, and that's when we end at season 1, where he finds this next person, takes off the hood. Let's go into season 2. It's Candace, his ex-girlfriend, which we haven't talked about. So his ex-girlfriend, Candace, he fell in love with, and he found out she was cheating on him. So he pushed the guy that she was with off a building and kills him, and that's really what starts this murder spree that he's had. So Candace comes and says that she wants revenge and stuff, and he's gonna get what he deserves. So then Joe moves out to LA and changes his name to Will. What's his last name? It's a weird last name. It starts with a B. Whatever it is. He's changed his name to Will, and he lives in LA. And he moves into this apartment center, and he finds this 15-year-old, and he is trying to protect her to show that he's got better at himself and he's a better person. And he gets this job at whatever Nirvana is spelled backwards, Arvanon or whatever. And he meets this next girl that he's falling in love with, which his name is Love. So he meets this girl, Love, and he looks at her and is like, wow, you're like gonna be the best person that I've ever met. Like, I'm gonna fall in love with you and you're gonna fall in love with me back. And then he starts dating her and stuff, but then they have to break up because what happened? Something happened. I can't remember. Oh my god. I just keep remembering the end of season 2. They break up, but then they get back together. But he has this guy held hostage, which is also named as Will, so he took his identity, and he says that he'll let him out, like, after he, like, promises he doesn't say a word. And Joe, Will, tries to, like, say that he's, like, good now, and he'll let him out if he promises he won't say anything. So the other Will gets him a passport in case something bad happens, and he lets him out, and he lives his dream of, like, being with some online girl he met online. So then he is, sorry, I'm, like, really stumbling over here. He goes over to this big celebrity's house, Henderson. Whenever I think of Henderson, all I can think about is Henderson from Stranger Things. So he goes to this mansion with Love's brother. What's his name? Why can I... 40, right. He goes to Henderson's mansion with 40. And he basically finds out how how Henderson has did some pretty bad things in the past and stuff. And the 15-year-old is hanging out with him, and her older sister basically had some bad things done in the past with Henderson, and she wants, like, revenge on him. So Will, like, needs to, like, find proof and evidence that he's did these things so he can get him on camera saying that he did it and lock him up in jail to save the 15-year-old Ellie. So then she has a safer, like, life. He's trying to be better. But it ends up in him trying to confront him, and Will basically, like, tries to, like, takes off the mask, and basically they're in a whole big fight and stuff, and he pushes him down the stair. Henderson hits his head on the wall and bleeds to death. So he's like, oh my god, I'm not trying to kill people anymore. So he's, like, trying to, like, cover it up so it was a suicide again, just like Peach. And he pretty much did it like that, but then people were always suspicious and stuff. But later on, so he tries to get revenge. So after Henderson dies, Ellie's older sister and Will aren't starting dating, but they have, like, little love connection and stuff. But then she's a little suspicious. So when Will is, like, at work, she goes into his apartment and finds keys. And then that's the storage unit where she kept the other Will. She goes in there, and Will had cameras in the apartment, so he knew that she was scoping through. Put her in that thing that Will was in, that cage, and basically held her and said, I'm not going to kill you. You can't tell anyone about this. She already took pictures and stuff, so he's like, you can't say anything about this. So he now has to make sure, like, he has to get out of LA as soon as he can, because he cannot let everyone know what he's in the past, because now she knows. Also, Candace starts dating 40 to get in the middle of Will, and then Candace tells Love about who Will really is and how he's Joe and how he killed the girl. And now Love's like, are you kidding me? Like, you've lied to me? That's how they broke up. Never mind. It's all, like, scrambled in my head. I'm sorry. This review is really bad. So, Love then finds out everything. They break up. And then, so he has to get out of the country. So 40 and him are locked in a hotel room trying to make this script about the book adaptation of Beck's book. And basically, 40 puts a ton of, acid, I guess, in his drink. 4 times the amount you're supposed to. He gets so drugged up, he can't remember what happened in, like, the last 10 to 12 hours. So the next day, he's, like, seeing things and hearing things, like blood on his hands. And, like, his dead mom, or not dead mom, we don't know if she's dead, starts talking to him and saying that you killed Ellie's older sister and stuff. So the next day, after he, like, remembers everything, he doesn't remember everything, after he's, like, doesn't have any drugs in his system, goes to the storage unit, and that's where he finds Ellie's sister, who is dead. Neck was slit open, bled to death. And he's like, why would I do this, though? Like, I said that she was going to get out free, but why would I do it? So he's trying to find answers if he actually did it. Let's go down to, basically, Candace finds him, locks him in that cage, and says, haha, you get what you deserve. I'm going to make sure they know that you did this. And then Candace texts Love, say, get over here. Love comes over here, finds out what Joe did, and then they both walk away. Love stabs Candace with like a broken bottle in the neck. She bleeds to death. And then Love goes to the cage where Joe is and basically says, no, I killed Ellie's sister to help you. So just basically Love is like Joe in the first season where she's trying to do everything for him. So she's like, come on, I'm just like, we're perfect for together. We're soulmates. And then Joe does what Beck tried to do and was like, oh my God, I love you so much. Like, I forgive you. But he secretly has a knife in the back of his hand. So when Love opens up the cage, she's about to stab him, where their Love goes, I'm pregnant. And then Joe's like, you're pregnant? I'm going to be a father. Like, I can't kill you. I want to be the best dad that I could be now. But the thing is, after finding out all these things that Love did, he doesn't know if she's perfect for him anymore. So he's like having to live his life now where his wife now? No, they didn't get married yet. His girlfriend is basically just like him and is a killer and will do anything for him. And he's like, I don't think this is the one I want to be with anymore. So he's to live the rest of his life now with this weirdo. Psycho, who basically just killed a ton of people just like him, but harmed Ellie in the making. So now Ellie's like lives somewhere else. She's like scarred for life. Her sister's dead. She hates Joe. And then we get down to it where they have to come up with a plan. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm going to go back a little. So 40 goes to New York and talks to Dr. Nikki. And that's where Dr. Nikki's like, yeah, I did not do any of this. Shows a picture of Joe and was like, yeah, it's probably him. Sorry, I just got a phone call, so I don't really know where I just left off. But I'm just going to go back to Dr. Nikki. So 40 finds out Dr. Nikki's innocent. So he warns Love, don't be with Joe. He's going to kill you. He's not who you think he is. But Love secretly knows what he did and stuff. And she's just like him. So then they all meet in that store, Arnavan. And it's basically her and 40 talking and stuff. And she's like, you got to get away from Joe. You don't understand who he is. I swear I'm sober right now. Like, trust me. Don't be with him. Then there's Joe telling Ellie, get out of here. I'll give you money for the rest of your life, whatever you need. I'm so sorry this happened. Your life's never going to be the same, but I swear I'll help you. So then Joe goes over inside the thing, and that's where 40 has the gun up about to kill Joe and stuff. Where he has the trigger right to his head. Close your eyes, Joe. About to shoot, and then it flashes away where he's about to hit that trigger. Boom, gunshot. We all think Joe's dead. No, the cop that secretly was like in love with Ellie's sister shoots 40. He's down to the ground. Joe's alive and safe. Love starts hugging 40 and like crying and everything. 40's now dead. And now Joe and Love are the only ones. And now they have to move somewhere else and live until the baby's born and have to like start a family. But that's where they go to the next resident's house and he finds his neighbor reading a book and now he's like, you're the next one. It's you. And that's how the season ends. And it's not a cliffhanger, but next season he's going to start falling in love with the neighbor. So craziness. Amazing show. I never thought it was going to be this good. Like, everyone was talking about it. It's some stalker guy. I didn't think it was going to be that good. It was amazing. I couldn't stop watching it. I watched all 20 episodes in like 2 days. It was so good. I couldn't stop watching. I can't recommend this enough to people. Please watch it. It is so good. Season 3 comes out in 2021. Probably season 4. This is all based on books. You and Hidden Figures, I think it is. Or something hidden. The 3rd book is coming out soon. But it's not really based on the books. Like the second book in the second season is very different, I heard. But go read the books. I'm going to probably go read them on audiobook. Because, oh my god, I can't stop talking about it. It was so good. So yeah, this is the end of my review. It was so good. If you guys have a chance to watch You Season 1 and 2, please do it. It was so good. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye. Amazing. Perfect. Perfect.